Alright, it's Barry, and today on Grow It I thought I'd do a bit of an update because I'm back from Scotland after 2 weeks and I'm also going to be starting the Transatlantic Melon Challenge. So in case you didn't know, for the last 2 weeks I've been up in the Scottish Highlands in the Cairngorms National Park doing a bit of research into invasive plants and species distribution. So I've been looking at like different plants and mosses and mushrooms and things, which has been absolutely amazing. But I did forget to leave the keys to get into the allotment, so nothing's been watered here for the last 2 weeks. I came in yesterday and surprisingly everything is pretty much okay. There's a couple of bits that are maybe not so good, but I can probably live around them and maybe buy some in or something. So yeah, not going to be too much of a problem. And I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed is my sweet peas have all come up, so that's great. These weren't really doing anything before then. My marigolds have started coming up. That was one of the only other ones that I lost, was this viola that I've been growing here. I think this has been going since last autumn, so I was a bit sad about that, but there's a few more that have germinated there. They didn't even look like they was going to be doing anything, so that's a bit of a bonus. My peas, they desperately need to go out. They're starting to look a bit sad now, a bit nutritionally deficient, so they definitely need to be going out this week. This rhubarb plant's looking all right again. That's the one I found in the compost, and yeah, could be better. That needs to go out this week. And apart from that, everything else seems to be okay, apart from all my cabbages, which they're looking a bit sad. I mean, some of the red cabbages look all right, and maybe one or two could be saved, but the majority of them, like my sprouts, I think I've got one sprout plant there that's just holding on to life, but I think the rest of them are looking a little bit rubbish, so I'm probably going to have to buy some of those. I'll have to go to the garden centre or something. It's probably a bit late now to be sowing any fresh ones, but I mean, I'll still give it a go, but I probably will just buy some in just to be safe, because every year I put cabbages and sprouts and everything in and something always goes wrong with them, or I forget to do them, or I forget to plant them out. So I definitely did want to get some of those this year. I think yeah, last year I didn't get any in. I completely forgot to sow them, so I didn't get any in last year. And the year before, the pigeons ate them all. So this year I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get loads of cabbages in, loads of sprouts and things, and I'm definitely going to do that this year. And now they've all dehydrated and they're all crispy. So yeah, I'll get some of those in anyway, because I do want to grow some, so I'll get some more in. Let's go and have a look in the other greenhouse. So here we go, we're in the other greenhouse, and considering they've not been watered for 10 days, I think everything is relatively okay. I mean, the onion plant's doing smashing, that's doing as good as ever. Cucumbers, they were slightly desiccated, but nothing that they're not going to be able to come back from. This leaf's looking a bit sad, but yeah, this one here as well, not brilliant, but I think they're looking healthy enough. I think they'll make a full recovery and carry on growing. Apart from that, a slug or something's been at this pepper and this pepper. It's only this variety actually that they're going for. So yeah, it seems that they're maybe preferring those ones. I think they're the only ones of those I've got in as well. So I'll probably see what I can do about that. Maybe put some beer traps down or something. And you notice like there's loads of little weed seedlings that are knocking around as well, so I'm gonna have to get in here this week and get all those cleared out. But apart from that, everything else is looking okay. My tomatoes, I think this is one that I noticed actually earlier today, and I've got my first tomato flowers, which I'm absolutely delighted about. I didn't expect to have any flowers so soon. I've got some just on that one coming through as well, and I've actually got some on this one. So yeah, plenty of those coming, and it looks like yeah, it looks like they're going to be well on the way. Apart from that, you'll notice my lettuces as well. They're doing amazing. These have come on loads, and these, I thought these were all going to be dead when I came back, just having not been watered. Again, loads of weeds that I'm going to have to get in here and pull up. It's like the worst job going, isn't it? So I'm going to have to get in here and really get all this cleared out. These lettuces definitely need coming out because, as you can see with this tomato plant here, they're starting to cause some nutritional imbalances there due to the competition for nitrogen and things. So yeah, I definitely need to see, that one's got one on either side of it as well. I only intended for these to be in for a couple of weeks just as the tomatoes were establishing, just to use up the space. So they're ready to come out this week. Get them fed to the guinea pigs. I'm sure they'll be absolutely delighted with those. And the red lettuces are also looking pretty good. Yeah, they're all looking really nice. They've gone really red. There's loads of light getting to those to turn them red. You get anthocyanin production, which is what gives you the red pigment. Again, absolutely been hammered with weeds. Yeah, I think that's going to be the big job for this weekend, maybe. Here's my garlic. I mean, these are doing brilliant. My garlic last year didn't do too good outside, which is probably just a combination of the weather and things, but absolutely amazing this year. This is going to be ready soon, hopefully. And then just hidden away at the back here is my grapevine, and I got this last year, got it in the autumn. I put it in and it was looking smashing, and then it just died, so I wasn't very happy about that, and I was going to dig it back up and take it back to the garden centre because they had one of those guarantees, so I was going to take it back and just kick off and tell them I want a new one. But it looks like it's made a bit of a recovery in the last couple of weeks, and it's actually started growing again, so hopefully a couple of years time, maybe get some grapes growing in here. And here's all the sowing that I did yesterday. If you ignore the nettles and weeds that are coming up at the back that I've not pulled out yet. And this is mostly my squashes and pumpkins for this year. In fact, I think, oh no, mostly, yeah. I've got all my squashes there. I've got a tray full of pumpkins. And then I've got a tray full of melons. I did all my melons yesterday as well, which I'll be getting more into in a couple of minutes time. And then I've just got some chard and stuff at the back there that's germinated. And these are all just going to be sitting in the polytunnel now because I've run out of room in the greenhouse, so they're all going to be sitting in here till they germinate, and then they're ready to plant outside. And in terms of pumpkin and squash, I've got absolutely loads. I've done, these are all mini pumpkins, they're for all growing up the arch. I've got a couple of smaller ones, a couple of bigger ones, pumpkins, all sorts of pumpkins actually. I think I've done 14 varieties altogether of pumpkins and squashes, so they're going to be one of the main ones for this year. Apart from the melons as well, I really want to get them on the go, get them growing. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, I'll be taking part in this year's Transatlantic Melon Challenge, and it's a really great collaborative effort that's been set up by Jane Kelly over on her channel. So I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I'll leave a link to the other videos as well, so you can go and check that out and get involved. And I hadn't even heard about it until this week, and I saw it on Mornings at the Allotment, which is another great YouTube channel. Head on over there, I'll leave a link in the description, and go and check that channel out as well. And one of the things that I like about things like this is that it's basically everyone growing the same plant, but in different parts of the world, different climates, different temperatures, different humidities, and all those different little variables and things. And it's just great to see what effect that has on the actual plants themselves and the fruit that come from them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how everybody gets on, and hopefully I'll be able to keep up with everyone else, because I only grew melons for the first time last year, and they were a bit small. They were very good because we had a pretty rubbish year altogether for growing everything, I think, here in the UK. So yeah, it'd be good to get involved, see if I can hopefully keep up with everyone else and grow some nice melons. And on that subject, I'm going to get started my melons for this year, and I've got a couple of seeds down here on the bench that I'm going to be starting. And as is the way that I like to do it, I'm also going to turn it into a bit of an experiment, and I'm not going to be growing mine in the ground. This year I'm going to be growing my melons hydroponically. Well, I am going to be growing some in the ground, but these ones for the challenge, I'm going to grow them hydroponically. I'm going to grow them here at the Allotment though, so I don't have any electricity, don't have any artificial lighting or anything like that. I'm just going to be using water instead of soil to grow the actual plants. And I haven't checked yet, so I don't know if using hydroponics is against the rules. Like I said, they're going to be outside, well, in the polytunnel in my allotment, so it's all going to be natural light, natural heat, everything, natural humidity, all that sort of business. So it's literally just going to be that the melons are growing in water, and I'm going to apply a bit of science and everything there, a bit of scientific magic. Yeah, they're going to be growing in water rather than soil, but I am going to grow some in soil anyway, just in case there is any reason for these not to be allowed. I don't want them to get disqualified and then have nothing to show for it, so I am going to grow some in the soil as well. It'll be a nice way to compare the two actually, because they're both going to be growing in the same polytunnel, but I'm going to have a hydroponic set and a soil set, so again, it's going to be a nice experiment between the two, but hopefully I will be able to use the hydroponic ones for the challenge. Right, here we go. I'm going to be starting my seeds off today, and I'm going to be going with Crimson Sweet for the challenge itself, but I am going to grow some others as well, just to see how they get on. And I possibly might even grow them in the hydroponics as well. So I've got these melon, which are orange flesh honeydew, some nice organic ones there from Premier Seeds Direct, and these looked really nice, so I'm going to grow some of them as well. So I'll do 6 of each, and as you can see here, I've got 12 hydroponic plugs. These are just some normal rock wool plugs, and I've got these soaking in a little tray of water there, so that's just filled with water, as you can see, and these have been soaking in here for around an hour now. They don't need this much water normally for growing. This is just for while they're pre-soaking, so they're ready to go now. So I'm going to get 6 each of these seeds in, and then they'll be ready to start. So starting off, I'm going to put the Crimson Sweet in, and I do have the Sugar Baby. They're the ones from Lidl. They're only 20p for a pack, so if you're on the lookout for melon seeds, I'd definitely give them a go. There we go. Yeah, so I've got the Crimson Sweet seeds, and all I'm going to do with these is stick 1 in each of these grow plugs. So let's have a look. I've got 1, and I should have pre-done the holes on these to make them a bit bigger, because they're a bit of a tight fit. They're fine for lettuce, but these slightly bigger seeds, they could do with a stick poking in them maybe first, but they're absolutely fine. They're really soft anyway, so I can just push them down in there. Yeah, that's fine. And this is one of the things that I quite like about these plugs is they're unusual in the way that normally you'd have the seeds covered over with the soil, but because they're pretty much constantly surrounded by water and that water's being absorbed up into the plug, they don't really need the soil covering over the top to maintain the humidity and maintain the growing conditions, so they're quite happy to grow in there, and then the seeds will just be pop straight off once they do germinate. But yeah, there we go, there's 6 of those anyway, so they're a bit wet. Hopefully they'll be all right. I'll put a silica gel pack in there with them later. They'll be fine. And then, as I say, I've got 6 of these honeydew melons in as well. Slightly different seeds. These look a bit more like cucumber seeds. I'm just going to use my nail with these just to rather than smush the seed completely as it's going in. I'll use my nail to sort of make a pre-separated space for them to get into. There's one in that one. No, there we go. Right. 3, 4. And all I'm going to do with these now is, I've got these wet as well now, so yeah, I'm going to put these in my pocket and dry these out when I get home. So there we go. I'm just going to push them down and then just squeeze them in again at the top, just to make sure that there is contact all the way around with the seed, just to make sure that it doesn't dry out. And I'm just going to put these into a normal propagator with a bit of water in the bottom, with a lid on, with the lid closed, and that is going to maintain a really nice high humidity in there for them. And then once they start to germinate, maybe maybe after a couple of days, I'll open the lid just to reduce the humidity down a bit, and then once they do start to germinate, I'll take that lid off. Yeah, I mean, that's it really. They're ready to go, so hopefully within maybe a week or 2, I might still have some melon seedlings on the way, ready to go for the challenge. Well, that's it for today, and hopefully you're feeling particularly inspired to go and grow some melon plants this year and get involved with the Transatlantic Melon Challenge. And as I say, I'll leave a link to all of those channels and videos in the description, so you can go and get all of the information that you need before you get started. And these plants are going to be germinating within around a week or 2, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be doing another update on these once they do germinate, with the next step in the process to getting them growing hydroponically. And don't forget to let me know in the comments if you are going to be getting involved, because I'd love to keep up to date with all your melon plants as well. And I'll see you next time.